Welcome back to another episode of Living in Tucson, your Tucson real estate connection. And hot off the press, the numbers are out for the Tucson Housing Market report for March 2024. Month over month, the median home sales price was up $13,500 for single family homes. So let's dive on into what's going on here in the Tucson housing market. Hello, my name's Tyler Ford, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty, and welcome to another episode of Living in Tucson, your Tucson real estate connection. And each and every month I go over what's going on here in the Tucson housing market. But our market continues to hold strong. Month over month, the median home sales price for single family homes is up $13,500. And again, it's our spring buying season, which from now until May, June, it's typically the strongest time of our market. But the good news is inventory levels are creeping up slightly. So there's a little bit more inventory and sales volume is going up as well. So that's a good thing for our market. So I'm going to dive on into what's going on here in the Tucson housing market. Before I dive into the Tucson housing market numbers, I first like to cover interest rates to keep you updated on what's going on with mortgage rates. And as everybody knows, over the last couple of years, the Feds got super aggressive in order to try to curb inflation, and they increased rates, and it was the most aggressive rate hike by the Feds in the history of the US. But the good news is rates are off the high. We've been going sideways. Feds just met, and they're saying that potentially the second half of this year, we could see the Feds actually lower rates. So right now on a 30-year fixed, we're sitting at 6.82%. And on a 15-year fixed, we're sitting at 6.06%. But reach out to us, because as a buyer out there, there's some things that you can do to get creative in order to get seller concessions, to get what we call a buy down on interest rates in order to significantly reduce your monthly payment. So again, there are some things that can be done creatively. And new construction, a lot of the builders are offering buy downs as well. So right now there's a real opportunity on new construction. The cost of new construction isn't that much more than existing. And again, a lot of the builders are offering buy downs to help buyers get into properties with a much lower monthly mortgage payment. So if you need help with that, reach out to us. We would love to help. The first number I'm going to cover is what we call percentage of list. And that is when a seller lists a home in the MLS, what percentage of the list price is a seller getting? And in a normal healthy market, percentage of list is anywhere from 92 to 97%. We've been well above that since COVID hit. The good news is percentage of list is now not above 100%. So now there's some wiggle room for buyers to negotiate. So right now in the MLS, percentage of list was 98.57%. But one thing to note here, percentage of list is based on the final list price in the MLS. It does not take into consideration price reductions, but I do like to cover it because trends are your friend, and it definitely shows a trend. So right now in the MLS, March 2024, 98.57% is what sellers are getting if they're pricing their home correctly. The next number I'm going to dive into is what we call days on market, or DOM for short. And that is when somebody lists a home in the MLS, how long does it take from the time that a seller lists in the MLS until it goes under contract? It's not from the time that you list until it actually closes. It's called days on market. And it's something to pay attention to whether you're a buyer or a seller. When you run the comps, if you're from a buyer's perspective, if you're looking at the comps and a home is significantly surpassing the average days on market, it could mean a couple things, but usually it means that the home is potentially overpriced. If you're a seller out there and you're starting to exceed days on the market, again, you want to look at the comps and take a look at the average dollar per square foot, which I'm going to cover. And again, it could potentially mean that your property could be overpriced. So right now, the median days on market for all properties in the MLS for March 2024 was 17 days. So this has come down a little bit, but from the time that a seller lists until the time that it goes under contract, the median days on market is 17 days. So again, it's something to pay attention to, whether you're a buyer or a seller. And if you're starting to exceed that, it could potentially mean that you're overpriced. The number you've been waiting for: what are home values doing here in Tucson, Arizona? Well, they're going up. Month over month, single family homes in Tucson, the median home price went up $13,500. And so this market continues to move forward. So right now in Tucson for March 2024, the median home price for single family homes was $385,000, up year over year 10.9%. For townhomes and condos, the median home sales price was $285,000, up year over year 14.5%. And at the beginning of the year, I made some predictions, and I thought this market would be somewhat flat to sideways and finish slightly positive. So time will tell. We'll see what happens, and it has everything to do with what happens with mortgage rates and also home inventory levels, supply and demand, which I'm going to cover next. The next number I want to cover is my favorite number. It's home inventory. It's a number that I look at on a daily basis. Economics 101, supply and demand. And when COVID hit, we saw supply go down, demand go up, which put huge pressure on home values. And we saw double-digit appreciation year over year for 2 years. And last year was the first year we did not see double-digit appreciation because home inventory levels started to go up slightly along with the Fed's raising rates. So again, it's a number that I look at on a daily basis. And a little bit of perspective, back in 2008 when the market melted down, there were over 12,000 active listings in the MLS, which caused home values to plummet. So we're nowhere near where we need to be in order for home values to pull back. So right now in the MLS, there are 1,669 active listings. There are 1,318 single family homes, 133 condos, 129 townhomes, and 65 mobile homes listed in the MLS. And then what we call month supply of inventory, there's 1.93 months or 57 days. So if no other homes were to hit the market today, all the inventory in the MLS would be sold off in 57 days. So that's what's going on with home inventory levels here in Tucson, Arizona for March 2024. The last number to cover is what we call average dollar per square foot. And whether you're a buyer or a seller, this is something to pay attention to, especially when you're running comps. And when you're going to list your home or sell it, you want to run what we call a CMA, a comparative market analysis. And a couple things you want to look at is average dollar per square foot of homes sold, and then also average days on market, which I covered. And those two things right there, whether you're a buyer or a seller, will help you better understand the market in terms of where you're located and which homes are selling for. So you take the average dollar per square foot and then you multiply it by the square footage of your home, and that gives you a good indication of either list price or what you should be offering a seller out there as a buyer. So run comps, look at the average dollar per square foot and days on market, and will better help you understand the offer that you're making or your list price. So right now, the average dollar per square foot for single family homes for March 2024 was $238 a square foot, again, for single family homes. For townhomes and condos, the average dollar per square foot is a little bit higher. It's $243. So again, average dollar per square foot is going to vary depending on location, depending on whether it's a single family home, townhome, a condo, or manufactured home. So again, make sure you run comps, a CMA, and take a look at the closed average dollar per square foot, multiply it by your square footage, and that'll give you a good idea in terms of the offer price and or what you can expect list price and what you would sell your home for. If you're one to want to geek out on the numbers, I would encourage you to head on over to Tucson Homes and Lots. And when you're on my homepage, if you scroll down, there's going to be a button that says Tucson Monthly Market Update. If you click on that button, each and every month I do a blog post that has the video. But more importantly, if you really want to dive into the numbers, I cover a few key numbers that I like to cover, but there's a lot more to this report. And it's a really, really good report. So I'd encourage you to head on over to my website, scroll to the very bottom, and then once you see this banner, Tucson Housing Market Report, if you click on that, up comes the PDF of the full market report. So again, if you want to dive deeper into these numbers, I'd encourage you to check it out. Well, that's a wrap for my Tucson Housing Market Report for March 2024. But just to summarize a few things, the market's holding strong. This is the buying season here for Tucson, the springtime where our market is typically the strongest. And month over month, single family home values are up. And our market continues to hold strong, although inventory levels have gone up slightly, which is a good thing for buyers out there. Still relatively low to see a big pullback in price. So a couple things to pay attention to, home inventory and mortgage rates. And again, the feds are saying that they could potentially have 2 rate cuts towards the tail end of 2024. So something to pay attention to. So again, that's a wrap for what's going on here in the Tucson housing market. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you got value out of this video, do me a huge favor. Give me an internet high five by liking it. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and comment below. And for more awesome videos about living in Tucson, your Tucson Real Estate Connection, subscribe to the channel. If you hit that bell button, each and every time a video comes out, you're going to be notified. And at the end of this, there's going to be a video over here, right over here, that YouTube's going to recommend that you might get value out of it. Again, thanks for watching and make it a great day.